Hey everybody, this is Angela and you're listening to 5 Picks and a Chick featuring El Gato. This is the show that gives you 5 NFL picks for people who love football and friendly wagering. Today we are joined by our special guest, Big Zay. Thanks for being with us, Big Zay.
Thank you guys for bringing me back.
Well, El Gato, last week I went 1-4, and my record is 33 wins, 32 losses, and 5 ties or pushes. And then you went 2-3, which is a little bit better than me. Your season record is 34 wins, 32 losses, and 4 ties. Man, I just feel like we might not be going in the right direction, but I bet this weekend we're going to turn it around. What do you think?
Yeah, let's do it this week. You know, last week there's some tough games, tough games. And, that's the NFL, right? Tight ball games, tight spreads, and ball game can go either way. And sometimes I feel fortunate to be on the right side of a game. But let's see what we can do this week. And there's some exciting games coming up.
I know there's going to be a lot of exciting games this weekend, so get ready. Well, my first pick is going to be Bears plus 3.5 at Cleveland. The Bears have found a winning formula, I think. Good quarterback play and great defense. They have also been beating good teams on their way to winning 3 of their last 4 games. Although the Browns beat Jacksonville last week, their defense is not quite what it was in the earlier games. I would not be surprised if the Bears win this one outright. What are your thoughts on this game, Big Zay?
Yeah, I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go with the Bears. Not saying that the Bears are going to win the game, but I do definitely think it's going to be a close game. This game is, you have 2 great defenses playing at a high level right now, so I really think it's going to be a defensive game. Yeah, so I think this game is going to be determined based on the defensive play. I saw the Browns, they finally signed Joe Flacco, and that's good. Poor guy was going from practice squad to team to practice squad to team, but it's good that he's he's getting his bread, he's getting his paper, so that's good. But like I said, I think that Justin Fields can give this defense some fits, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. But I do think they're going to keep it close. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Bears.
What are your thoughts, El Gato?
Yeah, I'm going to go with you, Angela, on this one. Bears plus 3.5. Make a good point. They've won 3 of their last 4. Their defense appears to be playing really well, especially their front 7. Their rushing attack, the Bears I'm speaking of, is much better. They got Foreman running the ball well, Johnson running. DJ at times can run the ball, catching the ball out of the flat as well. And surprisingly, Justin Fields, for as poorly as he played early on in the year, has really come along in this little winning streak that they have going. Cleveland, of course, strong D, not as strong as you mentioned, Angela. They're giving up, some yards on the run game, and that's where the Bears are kind of excelling right now. So, this 3.5 with the Bears playing well, I'm going to take that one. Flacco, of course, is a starter on the Cleveland side. He's limited mobility-wise, though. I think the Bears will really go after him in this game, and I think the Bears are in a good spot at plus 3.5.
All right. Well, my second pick is going to be Jacksonville plus 3 versus Baltimore. On this game, I'm going to buy up. I rarely do this, but I'm going to buy up to 3.5. Jacksonville getting 3.5. On paper, Baltimore is the better team, but I just have a hunch that Jacksonville is going to give a good showing this week. Trevor's going to come out playing his best. Both teams need a win to maintain their seeding, but I give the home team the edge. Jacksonville plus 3.5. What are your thoughts on this game, Big Zay?
I'm actually going to go on the other side of this. I believe this game is in prime time, if I'm not mistaken, Sunday Night Football.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, give me Lamar Jackson. I think it's going to be a game of, which QB can outdo the other QB. Trevor Lawrence is a little banged up right now. He's not at 100%. That was just a totally nasty injury what occurred a couple weeks ago. I'm actually surprised he's actually playing. If you saw it, it was pretty bad. And with this, I'm going to go with the Ravens. I think they have a good, they're going to get the running game going. I think Lamar is going to give the defense fits by scrambling out of the pocket and making plays with his legs. So, yeah, give me the Ravens.
What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty exciting game. I'm going to predict a high-scoring game, so I'm going to go with the over at 42.5. The Ravens are 7-1 in their last 8 games. The Jags, have kind of hit the little rough spot. They were cruising along in the AFC South. I believe they played in the South. I believe so. Yes. Now they're just 2-3 in their last 5 games. Trevor Lawrence a little injured, to Zay's point. The last 4 or 5 games, the Ravens combined and the teams they've played are over 54. The Jags, their last 4 games are playing at over 45.5. I think Lawrence is just as capable as Stafford is, with the Rams almost beating the Ravens last week in a high-scoring game. He has capable wide receivers that he can go to. I think the Jets can put up some points against this Ravens defense that has been struggling lately. So over 42.5.
All right. Not to get off track for too much, but you know what, Elgato, last podcast, I think I might have jinxed Stroud.
Golly. He's still my number 1 quarterback. I know Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback in the league, perhaps, but or maybe even Dax. Wouldn't you agree, Zay?
Dak?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Big Zay don't want to say it. Big Zay does not want to say it.
Just say it, Zay.
You know what? I'm not going to lie to you right now. If I had to choose an MVP, I can't say. I'm not going to say. So
hey,
I'm going to say.
Don't say.
I'm going to say the league needs to do the right thing and quit making this award about a quarterback and give it to a wide receiver. And when I say wide receiver, I mean Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is having such a great year, but the league being what it is probably going to go to. Everybody wants to see America's team, so
it's usually a quarterback because they handle the ball all the time. On every play they have the ball. But yeah, getting back to Stroud, yeah, he had a poor game in concussion protocol, but yeah, I don't think you jinxed him, man. I just think he got a bad deal.
I felt so bad.
The whole team did, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, sorry about getting off track there. But Big Zay, you have a third pick for us?
I do. I'm going to go with I have the Dolphins at -8.5 versus the Jets. I like the Dolphins in the matchup because they're going to come out very emotional, kind of pissed off from what happened on Monday Night Football against the Titans. So I think the Dolphins are going to come out firing. They're going to light up that scoreboard, do what they do. I understand the Jets coming off one of their best games last week. I just don't think that their offense is going to be able to duplicate that, especially this week. So it's kind of hard to put faith in a Zach Wilson and that Jets offense. So give me the Dolphins. I understand the spread's a little bit big on this one, but I think the Dolphins are going to take care of business and take care of business big.
What are your thoughts on this game, El Gato?
Yeah, on this one, I'm going to go the over 37.5. Both teams are coming off, unexpected outcomes. The Dolphins losing, to Zay's point, against the Titans, kind of an embarrassing loss. And then the Jets really whooping up on the Texans. Who would have expected that outcome as far as the score? Do I dare say Zach Wilson is rejuvenated and making a comeback? Well, maybe not all the way, but he certainly played well enough to put some points on the board for his Jets. And they played Jets and Dolphins. There was a combined score of 47 points, and that's with the Jets, if I remember this stat correctly, didn't cross the 50-yard line until the third quarter. I know they put up one defensive touchdown and managed another touchdown offensively, but with Zach playing a little bit better, maybe the team playing for him a little bit more, I think they can get over that 37.5 mark. So over 37.5.
Yeah, you mentioned Zach Wilson. He's really not playing for anything, so I think the pressure's off of him a little bit, and maybe that's why, he might have done so well last week. Yeah. And I'm going to take the Jets in this one. I don't know. I don't think that they're going to win the game. I just think that they might keep it close. Dolphins, once again, showed how Jekyll and Hyde they can be last week. They can beat the best teams and lose to some of the worst. The main reason why I think the Jets can keep it close is that the Dolphins are a little banged up, including Tyreek Hill, both their running backs, and they have an offensive lineman that is out. So I'm going to take the Jets in this one. I don't think they can win, but I do believe that they can cover.
All right.
You have a fourth and fifth pick for us, El Gato?
Yeah, I have a couple of picks here. It's a Tampa Bay at Green Bay. I'm going to take the Green Bay Packers at -3. Now, the Packers are coming off that unexpected loss against the Giants, and Tampa, I don't know how they pulled one off against the Falcons, but they did. Falcons, all they had to do in that last game was stop them on third down. I think they made 3 or 4, maybe 5 third down conversions in that last drive to win it. So, they barely won that game, and they were outgained by over or near 100 yards, so they were lucky to win that one. Tampa Bay is playing their 6th game out of 8 on the road. Green Bay tends to play better at Lambeau Field, and Love tends to perform better at the quarterback spot at Lambeau. Tampa, with their run defense, I think they're going to run into some problems with Green Bay running that ball. Kind of on the Green Bay defensive backs shutting down Evans and the rest of the wide receiving crew for the Bucs. So I'm going to take Green Bay here at a good spot at -3. Must-win game for the Packers.
What are your thoughts on this game, Big Zay?
So this game was kind of tricky and a little bit tough for me. So I'm really not going to pick on when it comes to the spread. I'm just going to take the under on this game. I really don't like either offenses. I really don't like either team. So they've both kind of been having a struggling year. It's crazy to think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are leading their division, but it's just the way it is. But, yeah, I think, playing in Green Bay, probably going to be cold in Lambeau. So I'm going to go with the under, which I believe is set at 42. So, yeah, give me the under for this game.
All right. Well, I am going to go with Tampa Bay on this one. I'm buying up to 3.5. I seem to keep losing some of these by like half a point, so I'm going to buy up to 3.5.
Okay.
Both teams are 6-7 and fighting for a playoff spot. The Packers seem to do better as an underdog. I expect Tampa Bay to keep this one close. Tampa Bay plus 3.5. That's where I'm at with this one.
Okay, that's a buy up a half point, right?
Yeah, buy up half a point plus 3.5. What about a fifth pick for us, El Gato?
Yeah, my last pick here is going to be the Washington Commanders at the LA Rams. The Rams are -6.5, and I want to go with the Rams at -6.5. Since that bye week, the Rams are now 3-1, performing really well. Stafford is really on point, hitting his wide receivers downfield. The running game is strong. The Rams last week, they should have. The NFL is not a shoulda, coulda, but they were close to beating the league-leading Ravens. And I think in this game they're really going to, show out and blow out the Redskins, the Commanders, who can't seem to do anything right defensively or offensively. You look at Washington in their last 4 or 5 games, they're losing by large margins, and the defense just can't seem to get off the field. They're giving up big plays, giving up a bunch of points. So I'm going to take the Rams at -6.5 on this one.
What are your thoughts on this game, Big Z?
I'm actually I'm with Delgado. I'm going to take the Rams as well. And I think just the Rams, in my opinion, the Rams have one of the best offenses all around in the NFL. I mean, you got a solid running back in the backfield. You got a veteran quarterback. And then you got pretty good wide receivers on the outside, and even Tutu Atwell on the slot. Yeah, so the Commanders right now are struggling. They have no idea what's going on with their team. I think Ron Rivera is going to be out after this season. They traded away their whole defense, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm going to go with the Rams. Give me Matthew Stafford knows what's at stake with these last few games. He knows that it's time to push for the playoffs. So I think Matthew Stafford, being the veteran quarterback he is, give me the Rams for this.
Yeah, I'm going with you as well. El Gato, Rams -6.5. Washington's not really playing for anything now. Rams are a hot team right now and can do some damage if they get in the playoffs. The Commanders have let up 90 points over the last 2 games, which bodes well for the Ram offense. So give me the Rams minus 6.5.
Right, sounds good.
All right. Any final thoughts, El Gato?
No, this is another exciting NFL weekend. We're week 15 already, and it's really the final push for that playoff run of spots. You can look at who's in the contention for the wild card of both AFC and NFC, and it's a bunch of teams right in there. So every play is going to matter, every possession, every field goal. So yeah, looking forward to a nice NFL weekend coming up here.
All right. Any final thoughts, Big Zay?
Philadelphia Eagles, if you are listening to this, please get it together.
I love it.
Please get it together. Please get it together. I cannot go any longer with these Cowboy fans acting like they just won the Super Bowl. I cannot. So please, Philadelphia Eagles, get it together. I will be a Bills fan this week. Next week, I'm going to be a Dolphins fan, and so on and so on. These Cowboy fans have acted like they have won the Super Bowl.
I'm just hoping. I don't wish any teams ill will, but I'm just hoping Hurts gets well from his flu that he's battling right now. I just hope he does.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Just kidding. Kidding.
Hey, I believe he had the flu.
I just wanted to hear you sigh again.
I believe he had the flu.
Sigh.
I heard. I've been told I'm a pretty good sire.
I love it. Love it.
Well, Big Zay.
Reality, though, this is the grittiest part of the season right now. This is when you're going to see teams start to step it up. You're going to find out who's real versus who's not real, and
exactly.
This is when the veteran mindseted players step up. So,
hey, you know what? You're also going to see how teams bounce back from tough losses, and how a team that won a big game can handle that going into the next one. So,
oh yeah, for sure,
we'll see.
For sure. So, man, I'm just excited. Just excited for some ball, some good, meaningful football is going to be played, and yeah, I couldn't be any happier.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And Big Zay, if it makes you feel any better, I got someone right here in my house that feels your pain. So they're right there with you. Tired of hearing these Cowboy fans talk like they won the Super Bowl. So right there with you. He is right there with you.
Oh, man. Hey, not to take anything away from the Cowboys, man. They came out and whooped our butt. And they look good. They look good on Sunday night. I'll admit it. They look good.
Yeah, they really did. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see if they can handle success.
Yep.
Which is the test, right?
Yep. Well, if you have made it to this point in the podcast, we just want to thank you for listening to 5 Picks and a Chick. Be sure to tell your friends about us. Also hit the subscribe and like button on our YouTube channel at 5 Picks and a Chick. You can also find us wherever you get your favorite podcasts, or ask Alexa to play 5 Picks and a Chick. Thank you to Big Zay for joining us.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Make sure to join us next week. Henry will be our guest picker. As always, thank you to El Gato for being part of 5 Picks and a Chick. 1, 2, 3, break.
Break. That's a wrap.